In 2024, there was an announcement that Crunchyroll had acquired Sailor Moon for a release in the UK, with a release date of 2025. That didn't happen. Since then, it's been relatively quiet from Crunchyroll, with fans combing through the internet to find any sort of crumbs to do with this release. Until this year, when anime websites were given a press release from Crunchyroll saying that it would be released between February and March, but again, nothing came out of it. Promotion has really been non-existent from Crunchyroll. It was only when anime websites started to notice that the series had been rated by the British Board of Film Classification that there was a glimmer of hope that it was on the way to being produced as it had received certification. But finally, in June 2026, we can now say that we have a firm release date, with the sets finally being shown on various platforms. So looking at all of the box sets, we have Season 1 with 5 discs and a holographic art card being released on 24th of August 2026. With the bonus features including a behind the scenes on the new English dub, which would be the Viz dub from 2014. Yes, that's how long we've waited for a release. And then it has textless openings and endings. Season 2 has 5 discs and a holographic art card releasing on the 28th of September 2026, with the bonus features being trailers and textless openings and endings. Season 3 has 5 discs and a holographic art card being released on 26th of October 2026, with the bonus features being trailers and textless openings and endings. Season 4 has 6 discs and a holographic art card being released on the 30th of November 2026, with the bonus features being a TV special, trailers and textless openings and endings. And Season 5 with 6 discs and a holographic art card being released on the 11th of January 2027, with bonus features being trailers and textless openings and endings. So breaking it all down, this is the first physical release in the UK since the MVM DVDs in the 2000s that only had the heavily edited Deke dub, so this will potentially be someone's realization that the show had a lot more episodes and content that they did not see. I'm sure UK Sailor Moon fans have been extremely jealous seeing the amount of releases from other countries. From the offset, all of the steelbooks look shiny and cool and the colours all stand out. Sailor Moon having 5 seasons always seems to be an invitation to match each season with one of the Inner Guardians, and that makes sense in terms of it having a theme, but it can make it restrictive in terms of the art that's used. Sailor Moon has such a vast catalogue of amazing art which often gets trimmed down for a solo shot of each of the Sailor Senshi. I do wonder if sometimes it would be nice having art that features the whole group for each season, like if they use the art from the art cards as the cover images instead of the ones that we got here. But in this regard, it's nice how they managed to match the art with the seasons. So for instance, if you look at the covers, we have all of them wearing their uniforms that match this season. And then when we reach Jupiter and Venus, they're wearing their super uniforms because by that season they have those uniforms. So that was a nice touch. I think my least favourite cover is Mercury's, as I find she looks the most different out of all of them. She looks different versus all of the other covers. In general, with the recent releases, there have been much less focus on the extensive catalogue of art that the Sailor Moon franchise has previously used. So it's nice to see older art sneak its way into the designs, as we see with the Jupiter and Venus cover, but also the art used on the holographic art cards. It's just a shame as the older Laserdiscs and releases after have some of the most iconic pieces of art, and it would have been nice to own them in some form even if they were art cards too. I have to say I really like how each set features different magical items based on the seasons. So in Season 1 we have the Moonstick and Transformation Pens versus Season 4, which has the Kaleidoscope and Crystal Change Rods. I'm not sure why Season 5 has Sailor Moon's brooch featuring 3 times and no Starlight items, and also Sailor Moon's in her super form again on one of the discs, as I assume they figured it was enough having her feature prominently on the art card for that season. The super form isn't much of an issue as she does have that form briefly at the start of the arc, but her Eternal outfit features more heavily throughout the season. It's a shame that the bonus features look somewhat bare bones, but I think this is maybe all that they were provided with. It would be nice for some old school trailers of the anime or even some adverts. The Laserdiscs had some really interesting extras, but I don't think they've seen the light of day for a long time even with the recent Japanese releases. It's a shame that we can't get more extensive extras. It also feels interesting seeing how fast they're aiming to release it too, with one season a month, especially at $69.99, which could be quite expensive for all of them consecutively. It's like they're really trying to satiate UK Sailor Moon fans who have seen it released so many times across the world over the years. I also wonder if they're doing non-steelbook sets or DVD versions for anyone else interested. Regardless of any of these complaints, overall it's great seeing Sailor Moon return to the UK, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these sets are received. Ultimately, I think the sales of this will dictate what other releases might come to the UK, and it would be interesting to see if this opens a door to anything else. They still have all of the movies to release and possibly Sailor Moon Crystal too. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this steelbook release. It will be interesting to hear what everyone else's thoughts are. Let me know below.